Junkrat just placed a trap on the right door.
Okay.
Don't go out that one.
Hey, Fred.
Once we go through the
Okay, I'm gonna talk a little louder so that I think you guys,
once you go through the
audio mixing on this is not wonderful. Sorry about that. But, so I want to talk a little bit about speed boost compared to healing. You do, I think, a lot of healing compared to what we will probably need in goats. I think there's a difference between burst healing and overall healing, and there's also a difference between speed boost and just healing in general. And so you do really well with like your aim is really good. You get a lot of just frag out a lot of the time, and your peeling is really good. I personally noticed this when I played Ryan. Was you would speed boost along with me, you'd heal me, and whenever I would get into a bad engagement, it would be an instant peel, and Ryan would be farther away from me, or whatever was attacking me would just be booped distance away from me, and that's perfect. That's you have a great sense of when it's a bad engagement or your team is at a disadvantage, boop them away and keep them farther distance. I think one of the things that we have to work on with goats is, or at least when we're playing goats, is that tanks, their kill zone is right in front of them, right? It's very close to them. And so when this first engagement here, so we start off, we start going, and a couple seconds. So you heal amp here. That's fine. It could, I think we should save that for speed boost amp onto them. And so we have, we're not going to be playing with a Brig, most probably. We're going to be playing with Moira. So I think your job really is to get the tanks onto the other tanks and you have some good comms here. And so I think if you can calm that I am going to speed amp and you're going to be in control of the Ryan and most probably the Zarya and be like, go attack them. They have used their cooldowns. They are vulnerable right now. We're going to go on to them and we're going to kill them. And you control that with speed amp. So you're going to make the Ryan feel like a god because speed is 20% movement speed buff and then speed amp is 50. So if there's a Ryan running at you at 150% speed, the other team is very scared. And your Ryan feels like they can do whatever they want, right? So for this engagement, you're on heal the whole time. And you change to speed, but you're going back and forth. If we were just on speed and just run at them, like normal goats. Yes, it's hard against the Junkrat and the Reaper, but we really want to be on top of them, right? What is it? The Junkrat is going to, he wants to punish us when we come up to him, right? If we are on top of him, the tanks can kill him and it's over. Yes, he does damage close, sure, but if we limit the amount of time that it takes for us to get from that choke there, so if we limit the time that it takes for us to get from here, this position right here, where your Ryan is to your left, and you just want to be where that Junkrat is in the back, sort of 10 meters past your Zarya, sort of. If we were there, that Junk would be dead, and their whole team would probably be dead. Maybe we would lose one or two, but I think I was playing D.Va, so I have DM. If we just speed boost onto them, it takes us 2 seconds to get there. I have 2 seconds of DM. Then the Zarya has bubbles, and the Ryan has a shield. We will more or less be perfectly fine. And in scrims, we will have a Moira, so you shouldn't have to really worry about heals. The Brig, on this part, has to be in contact with them to start healing. And even then, she only gets like 16, 17 HPS. You get 16 HPS on heal and 50 when you amp, and the Zen is 30. So overall, it's a very low healing comp, and so I think we're going to go with the higher healing with Moira because she has 50 some or something I don't know the HPS off the top of my head, but she has the ability to keep everyone up, and you have the ability to get our 3 tanks and you on top of them, and that's the end goal. I'll talk more about this when we have our little powwow, and I'll talk a little more about goats. Let's see. I noticed from the other ones, though, especially the one on Volskaya, your wall rating was really good. We had, I think they had some sort of ult that was on point, and I was playing Ryan, and I was getting screwed. But you came in and were just off on your own, able to assist with the fight, but just off on your own, not being affected by the scary ults on point, and you're able to just drop the beat. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, this. I think it's out here. Yeah, so this wall right up here, and
Fairy's gonna be behind us.
so there was a hammer. Perfect beat. You're not in the, so like you're just, you see that they're engaging and you fall back. So even here, it's the healing thing. We have a mercy. That's totally fine for me to, if I am low here as Ryan, the mercy pocketing me is enough healing. Your HPS without amp is sort of inconsequential, but if you speed boost here, I can disengage, the Ryan can disengage, the Hog can either walk up quickly and hook and get something, maybe a pick or something, but the Ryan can disengage, the Hog can change what he's doing really quickly, and so the speed here is a little more helpful for engage or disengage, especially with beat. You could call for, oh, I want to speed on top of them and just kill them. I don't exactly remember what we're running, but I think Hog and Ryan is good enough to just run at them and be like, hi, we are going to kill you now. And with beat, you can, if either of us get low, just beat and keep us up, and we win the fight. So I think your reaction beat here is really good because you see them jumping in,
Fairy got me. She's
peel a little bit, the Hog is ulting, so whatever, and then you beat for all of this. And that basically wins the fight.
Oh, we got it. Okay, cool.
So I'm off in Narnia. You peel the May off, which is really good. And so I think that use of wall rating is really decent. You didn't get shattered, and perfect. The use of the boots, I think it's clip 2. It's somewhere in here where I countercharge Orion, or as Orion normally countercharge. So especially with goats, you want to countercharge because it puts the other Ryan in a disadvantage compared to, or it puts them in a disadvantage. Yeah, whatever. And so that's good. I don't know if
Can't
it's
see
in
the
scope or not.
person from that.
So even here, speed boosting the Ryan out here, probably better than, because it allows you to shield hop back faster, and I take just less damage. Because what I want to do when I'm shield hopping is move back faster. I wasn't even shield hopping correctly, but you move back faster when you shield hop, and so to get out of that position, the 16 HPS is not going to save me. It's going to be me being 20% farther back is what's going to save me. So healing, speed is usually better when disengaging, especially if you don't have amp. If you have amp and you heal amp, that might save someone because 50 HPS is a decent amount of healing and could save someone. But also you have to think about 50% more distance back. Could that save someone too? Not a great beat. No one was engaging on us, but lucky Mercy. I think with the Mercy being down, and I think you tried to save the Mercy maybe. That was pretty good. We could have used it here.
How did I miss? Oh no!
No. Okay. Anyway, there was some point here where the Ryan countercharged the other Ryan, and then I thought that we were in a more advantaged position with the Ryan being on the ground and or basically the Ryan being close to our team and farther away from their team, and then you booped him away. And so there's and I think you also did this on Paris where uh it was a single May and you tried to like boop her to the side or something. I think they just got charged anyway. But if we're playing when we're playing goats, the if you can single out one person, especially the Rhine, so even if it's just a flanking sort of you're gonna go up on the walls and try to boop the other Rhine into us, that's perfect. We want the Rhine, their Rhine, to be in our team. Yes, it seems very strange to be like, have this Ryan, because he's a scary person, right? He's going to swing his hammer and try for his best. But if it's Ryan against 5 people, even 6 people, because you're coming in after the boop too, he's going to die instantly. The Ryan will swing on him, and the Diva will shoot him, and the Zarya will hopefully have at least 40, 80 charge, yeah, 40 or 80 charge with their bubble rotation. And the Zen will just discord and start headshotting. Well, hopefully can discord, but we'll see if the shield's down. But yeah, when you boop, Zen discords, perfect. They get discorded, they take 30% more damage, the Ryan starts swinging on them, the Diva starts shooting, and the Zarya starts zapping, and he goes down instantly. So there's the matter of putting the person into a very disadvantaged position where it's good to disengage sometimes, but it's also really good to pick one person and be like, nah, you're going to be over there and you're going to be in my team. And just believe that your team can take care of killing one person. Because if they can't, they're just going to lose anyway. So that is on you to decide to be like, I'm going to go for this flank and I'm going to take like 5 seconds out of my day, go up on the walls and just try to boop the ride in. I'll give you like a 25% chance of succeeding, but that 25% chance wins the fight automatically. So if you can just go up on the wall and be like, oh yeah, bye Ryan, you're into my team, you're dead now, perfect. That will just win a fight instantly and the other team can back off. Or if you still have speed amp, you just call go, 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 and you run them down because they don't have a main tank anymore. I think that was a lot of my notes. Yeah, I think I mentioned this before, but the peel for, I actually noticed this, I think, on Paris, was your peel for at least the main tank was really good. It just every time getting to a bad situation, and they would just be farther away from me, and it would be perfect. I think you could sort of try for peeling for other people too. If you expand that, I think it's good to focus on one person and be like, I am going to save them and they're going to be alive during all of this. And that's a perfectly good thing to do for the Rhine. But if we're playing Zen, Moira, Lucio, also do it for the Zen because he ups our damage by 30%. And not saying that's the only thing he does, but having the Discord up is one of the other win cons. So I would say the Ryan being alive, probably priority number 1. I would say if we had a brig, the Zen being alive is priority number 2 to keep alive. So you and Riley, or whoever's, I think it's going to end up being Riley, you and Riley have to have some good. I'm going to talk to Riley later too because there was some, not issues, but he likes dueling people and then calling it out later. So if you can keep an eye on keeping the Zen alive too, because he is the most immobile and squishiest person on our team. If you could keep him alive, it's perfect. Especially if you have, even if you use like all of your cooldowns, speed boost amp, like boop them away, perfect. Fine, he's alive. That's all that matters. So, am I missing anything? I'll talk about goats later, or I'll talk about goats later on today. Yep. Yeah, I think there's also some. Yeah. No, I got everything. Yeah. I think the one thing that you should really just think about is the difference between speed and heal. And so think of it in the way that is the like if you let's say you don't have amp, is 20% farther away from wherever the person is going to save them, and that much faster in the same amount of time they can move 20% farther, or is 16 HPS going to save them? So like if they're moving for 5 seconds, they get 80 health more, or they can move 20% farther. And if you have amp, that sort of changes because 50 HPS is a decent amount because over 5 seconds, that's 250 health, but it's also 50% farther. So pluses and minuses, that's something I think is the main thing that you should think about. And I would suggest using heal, especially when we're running goats, or sorry, not heal, speed, because especially when we're running goats, you're gonna have a Moira to just be like, here, have some yellow stuff. And I think you're gonna have to worry less about healing your team and more about watching the other team and being like, oh yes, they don't have bubbles. Oh yes, they don't have a brig pack. Oh yes, the Ana used nade, or the Discord's on their Ryan but not ours. Let's go. And just being like, I have speed amp, I can make this happen. We're all gonna go over there. And if you sort of take that and that's your mission and be like, I'm gonna look at those cooldowns and I'm going to look at ours, or even have your team call out, I'm using bubble, because I think blue is doing this pretty well, being like, I have bubble, I'm using bubble and whatnot, and talking with your diva and being like, do you have DM, can we do this? Perfect. That's if you have more cooldowns, or if you have the correct cooldowns to say, we are going to win this fight, and you dictate going, we need to go now, or we should go now, then everyone goes with you, because you are the person who goes, speed amp, they die. So I think you are doing really well with just Lucio in general, because I am not a great Lucio, but speed boost is your friend. Anyway, I'll talk to you later today about goats, and I'll talk to the team.